Welcome to our lesson about the fully defined sketch tool. Let's begin by bringing this tool up to the toolbar. Let's open the Customize dialog window, Commands tab, Dimensions and Relations branch. Here's the fully defined sketch icon. Let's drag it up and drop it. OK. Now I'm going to insert a sketch on the top plane. I'll bring in the grid and activate the Snap to Grid option now. To make the grid visible, you can right-click and select Display Grid. Or we can go to the Options dialog window. Let's go to Document Properties, Grid Snap, and Display Grid. Right now, I've got the major grid spacing at 100 millimeters, with 4 minor lines displaying per major line. The distance between the minor lines is 25 millimeters. There's a snap point on every minor line. Let's go to System Options, Relations and Snaps branch. We'll check Grid and click OK. Now let's activate the Line tool. And let me just take a moment to create a profile. OK, let's close the profile. OK, right-click and select to exit the tool. Let's delete all of these relations. Now I'm going to activate the fully defined sketch tool. Here we've got two options. We can select the entire sketch, or we can select certain entities. I'm going to uncheck Dimensions here to deactivate this area. For relations, I'll select only horizontal and vertical relations. Now let's click Calculate, and we see the preview. The Calculate button will give us a preview. In order to apply those relations, I need to click the green check mark. Now let's select the entire sketch. I'm going to apply horizontal and vertical relations only again. For the horizontal dimension scheme, I'll select Chain. Now let's select a line. This line here. For the vertical dimension scheme, let's use Chain as well. Make our selection. Dimension placement will be above the sketch, to the left of the sketch. And let's calculate. SOLIDWORKS gives us a warning message. The fully defined sketch is complete, but the sketch remains underdefined. Let's click OK to close this warning window. All right, let's try to solve our problem. The reason the sketch remains underdefined is because I need to apply a coincident relation between this point and the origin point, or apply a fixed relation. The fully defined sketch tool gives me the option to add a coincident relation. Let me select it and watch what happens. The sketch does remain underdefined. SOLIDWORKS applied the coincident relation, but not where I wanted. Let's click OK, deselect, and calculate again. OK, let's select this point out here and apply a fixed relation. Now the sketch is fully defined. OK, let's deselect everything and delete. Now we'll activate the fully defined sketch tool again. Now under the horizontal and vertical dimension schemes, instead of using a baseline, I'm going to use the origin point. And let's calculate. Now the sketch is clean and fully defined. Let's try some other options. Baseline. Baseline again. And let's leave the origin point. Calculate. Last option we've got is ordinate. And let's leave our dimension placement below and left of the sketch. Let's calculate again. And let's unselect the horizontal and vertical relations. Let's choose an equal relation instead. Calculate. SOLIDWORKS gives us a warning. Let's click OK to exit the warning window. As you can see, it does take some time to get used to how the fully defined sketch tool works. Even after the tool is applied successfully, you will need to do some minor cleanup. Let's select Parallel and Equal and recalculate. As you see, SOLIDWORKS didn't apply the parallel relation at all, even though we do have a number of parallel segments. Let's go back to vertical and horizontal relations. Under Dimension Scheme, Chain. Seems to be a better option for this example. After I'm satisfied, click OK. Here's another strategy. Let's just delete all of these relations. Before you apply the fully defined sketch tool, place some dimensions and relations. Here I've got a vertical and a horizontal relation. I'll also select this point and the origin point and apply a coincident relation. Now let's activate the fully defined sketch tool. Select all entities. Under the Dimension scheme, I'll leave the chain method and select a line from the graphic area. For relations, I'll apply equal and perpendicular, and let's calculate. And as you see in this case, I ended up with only one dimension, but the sketch is very crowded with relations. This concludes our lesson about using the fully defined sketch tool.